It's story time. Have You Seen My Child? Submitted by Josh. For context, I am a nursing student. I have these oddly vivid dreams every night. So vivid, I could feel, touch, or even taste things in my dream. At times, I don't know if I'm awake or asleep. But there is one dream that still confuses me up to this day. I had hitched a ride on a motorcycle via transport app to our local Sari Sari store about 100 meters from my house. No one else was out at this time, but just as I paid my fare, I saw a woman pass by my peripheral vision. It made me shudder as I was listening to one of your older stories, and she passed by just as the background music rose. I looked again, and indeed, there was a woman walking in the direction of my house. I thought nothing of it, but noticed her frail, skin and bones-like appearance and her stooping. The driver left seconds later, and I was all alone. A minute or so later, I arrived at the gate of my house. The woman passed the next house and into a lamppost. That's where I noticed her full figure. She wore an off-white knee-length dress with faded floral pattern. She stopped. I turned for a second to grab my keys and unlock the gate when I heard, "Dong." I looked, and she was facing me. Her eyes were red and sunken. Her skin was pale and bony. There were signs of a rash on her arms and face. In her hands was a small object wrapped in a blue cloth. She held it like how someone would hold a bouquet or a baby. She asked, "Kita ka sa akong anak?" "Have you seen my child?" Confused, I said, "Di ba ka na imong gidala, ma'am?" "Are you not holding it, ma'am?" Then I heard the locks on our front door click, like it was unlocking. I looked away for a second, but when I looked back, she was right next to me. Her eyes were bulging out of their sockets. She asked again. This time, she put her baby down as if to show me. Inside the wrapping was a cyanotic rotting fetus. The smell was too much for me to bear. Just as I was gagging, I woke up, heavily sweating in bed. I checked my phone, and it was 3:01 a.m. The very next day, during nursing endorsement, one nurse mentioned an emergency patient who came into the delivery room in a white floral dress. Apparently, she had a skin rash that made her pregnancy high risk. She gave birth to a bouncing baby girl, but lost consciousness immediately after labor. She died at 3:01 a.m. I was able to tend to that baby in the NICU later that day and confirm her details in the nurse's charts. I thought either my dream was coincidental or her spirit followed me home. I don't know what to make of this, and it's only been a few months since this happened. I still have vivid dreams, but none as coincidental as this.
Thank you for your email, Josh. So in your sleep state, you must have tapped into her spirit somehow, maybe when the woman had fallen unconscious. There's a Filipino belief that when we are unconscious, our soul is lost, and you might have found her in the dream realm.
Thanks for joining me today. And did you know that I offer bone and tarot readings? You can schedule a session at StoriesWithSapphire.com. Salamat and good night.